Now, what about in Atlanta news, man? It's looking like,
A-Town.
Lil Baby might be going through a little trial of tribulation right now. People are trying to, indict him basically and say that he's a part of the crime wave that's going on in the city.
Man, the scary part about that, man, is that shit reminds me. I don't know who was the first to really do this shit, but the first time I really heard a situation like this was from The Shy. And it was like, yo, these artists are getting deals, but they taking their money and buying guns and building up an army and putting money back out on the streets, but still being successful rappers and calling hits and shit.
Yeah.
Because that money, these guys looking at it like a little power, you know what I mean? But sad to say, man, we got your gangs, then you got these guys trying to move around like they some real organized crimes. Man, they call it organized crime because it's organized. And a lot of the crime that's being committed around here are far from organized, man. And especially in this day and time with the cameras, and then you got cats telling.
Yeah.
And, come on, man, you about to take this man away from his family for how many years? Oh, yeah, he finna tell on everybody. He finna tell who paid for it and all that.
Yeah.
And so, but even during the Thug trial, I kept hearing Baby name pop up, And I hope everything, goes well for him, but his name was popping up even during the Thug trial. I kept hearing that. It was like, man, Fonny. You remember when everybody was like, yo, Fonny Willis is, it's a whole nother rapper who she about to zoom in on.
Yeah.
And who's successful, boom, boom, boom. And he kept saying Lil Baby, but honestly, if I was him, I would try to be squeaky clean around this bitch.
Yeah.
Especially watching, the situation. All right, Thug just got off, but nigga, if my name is hot, I'm not finna do anything to even make folks think I'm affiliated with this shit. So for him to do that video in a set, in an area that's far where his enemies are, just to prove a point, it's kind of like, it's really childish, man, and you really should have been cap and gowned yourself from that by now, bro.
Yeah.
You successful, you won, you still winning. Come on, man, you're getting $300,000 a night, and you still want to entertain this street shit by pulling up in a neighborhood where it's a problem. You know what I mean? It's, and I hate to see I try not to blame it on the city of Atlanta, but it's our city, and he was like one of the biggest, most recent big artists.
He was the last of the great ones, actually.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
As far as real success, Grammy winning, chart topper and all that good shit. But I don't know, man. We gonna see where it leads, bro. Because I think it's a little hot in his area right now. All them niggas around him should really chill out and square the fuck up right now.
Exactly.
Straight square mode. I would square up.
Whew. I mean,
you ain't soft for doing that either.
Yeah. And then when you go to the West Coast, Big U, they got him and indicted him.
One thing about all that shit, B, I've been hearing this check-in shit for a while.
Yeah.
They've been trying to do that on every region.
Yeah.
And I'ma just say it. This ain't calling folks out. Y'all guilty, and I can pull all this shit up. Y'all know it. I ain't saying nothing that the world don't know. Been hearing that in LA.
Yeah.
From you, and I never did. I heard it was Big U, but it was few. It ain't even just him.
Yeah.
But I think from him being the leader of that or whatnot, it was like, but then come on, man, you had this whole check-in thing, man. People really had jumped on that.
Yeah.
It was some bullshit, man, and it's sad because it's us.
Yeah.
Y'all not making no other nationalities or other races check in. Why you doing this to your own black folk? What?
Yeah.
We can't come to your city unless we call you, and why? Well, our boy might rob you, and they rob you, you're going to have to call us to get your jewelry back. All that. I've been hearing that for a long time, and it's wild that they just really catching up with the source behind this shit, and hopefully cats in other cities will cut this shit out because it's definitely extortion, period. You know what I mean?
Real.
One thing, I ain't no law enforcement. I'm no type of officer in any kind of way. But man, when I just see some wrongdoing, especially if we doing it to each other, man, that's some whole shit, man. I hate it. And I'm glad that they finally crunching down on that because that shit has been going on for a while, man.
Yeah.
Folks been getting shaken down for real. Artists, a few producers, athletes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But one thing about it, I ain't trying to be on here like I'm the hardest nigga in the world. But I've been to L.A., but bro, when I go to L.A., my hotel, studio, back to the hotel. If I go to a restaurant, there's gonna be something in a good area. And we hit Roscoe's before, right in the gangster area, boy. But there wasn't no jewelry on. None of that. We in there to get us some wings, some waffles, and some chicken.
Some chicken and waffles.
Boy, if you rob me, boy, you might get this baby $300-400 out my pocket. But how you even know I got that?
Come on.
And that's what cats fail to realize too. You run around here with all this jewelry on, man. You really, that's like letting, from a cat going to a certain area, you know, rest in peace to my man, PNB. But sometimes, man, you can get so caught up into the moment you're not thinking. Especially if you got a little female that you entertaining. But you got to be wise around here, man. Running around here with what, 3 Cuban links, all loaded with at least 15 carats of diamonds or more, maybe 20. We talking about maybe 100, maybe 200,000 in jewelry to a certain degree. The rings and all the other big diamonds. That's no different than walking with a clear bag with 200,000 in it, or letting 200 hang out your pocket. That necklace on your neck and this hood is like you holding 200,000
in everybody's face.
It's equivalent to that. And y'all need to look at it like that, bro. You know? And there ain't nothing wrong with wearing some nice jewelry or whatnot, but it's a time and place for that shit, bro. And even if they cut out all the check-in stuff, still, you know, things are changing right here financially. You know, Trump done moved some shit around. They say it's supposed to, you know, be for improvement, but until then, the people who really trying to make ends meet, you know, the boys who already robbing, they about to go in turbo. So that means, bro, you got to check your surroundings, make sure all your cameras work, make sure your alarm system working, because these cats, man, they trying to figure it out.
Folks is hungry out here.
Folks hungry, bro. But all that check-in shit, though, I'm glad they finally getting to the bottom of that, bro.